Nigel, should I buy a house and land package over an apartment?
And thank you, Peter. Very good question, as a matter of fact. And there's no simple answer for it. However, what you'll often find is that when you're talking to marketing companies, they will tell you to buy house and land packages, and they'll tell you because land is involved in the process. That's true. But let's face it, if you happen to buy a block of land in Camberwell, you're talking $1.5 million. If you're talking a block of land out in Melton, you might be talking $200,000. So it's all proportional. So if you're buying an apartment that's in an area like Camberwell or an inner city area, that will probably grow far more than your house and land package will in Melton. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a house and land package. On the contrary, with the way our population is growing at the moment, there is a lot of demand for those. Last year alone, there were over 100,000 people moved to Melbourne alone. In fact, it was the highest growth, even from other states, that we've seen since 1888. Now, what does that actually mean? Well, if you're talking house and land packages, you're talking somewhere around about 2,000 people a week moving to Melbourne. They're only building about 300 homes. So the reality is that demand and supply is still very, very strong. There are plenty of people who want to rent these properties. The benefit of a new house, I guess, is it will appeal to families, who are the vast amount of people actually moving here at the moment. And a typical 4-bedroom home in an outer area will cost you around $400 a week. If you're buying a 1-bedroom apartment in the inner city areas, you could pay that just for that. However, the growth, generally speaking, with an apartment, providing it's an older style, will be stronger. At the moment, I definitely advise you do not touch brand new apartments or apartments off the plan, however, because the banks simply aren't funding them. And that means that you're likely to have a large shortfall. So certainly houses from that point of view, well, but don't dismiss buying second-hand or older style properties as well, because often they'll provide with very good growth. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to write to Nigel at propertyknowhow.com.au, and remember, our aim is to make your money work harder than you do.